everybody, great to be with you here. We are taking a look at how we have a part to play with our souls. Before he was famous directing The Incredibles or Ratatouille or that Mission Impossible film where Tom Cruise hangs off the side of a building, director Brad Bird cut his teeth making a profound children's movie based on a children's book called The Iron Giant. It's beautifully animated. It features the voice talent of singer Harry Connick Jr., whom you may know. It asked the question, what is a soul? Now, Bird was moved to make the movie after the passing of his sister, who was tragically murdered by her estranged husband. And that experience set him on the journey of discovery about the human soul. It led him to make the movie The Iron Giant. And in a famous quote in the middle of the movie, a little boy, the character, who has befriended the Iron Giant robot, looks up at his metal friend and says to him, "You are made of metal, but you have feelings, and that means you have a soul. And souls don't die." Now, whether or not robots can have feelings is not what we're going to discuss today, although some of you may have some hot takes about that, I'm sure. What is on the table is that last bit of the quote, souls don't die. That is actually a very Christian thought and something that the thinker and writer C.S. Lewis pondered. He wrote this in Mere Christianity. Lewis said, "Christianity asserts that every individual human being is going to live forever, and this must either be true or false. Now, there are a good many things which would not be worth bothering about if I were going to live only 70 years, but which I had better bother about very seriously if I'm going to live forever. Perhaps my bad temper or my jealousy are gradually getting worse, so gradually that the increase in 70 years will not be very noticeable. But it might be absolute hell in 1,000,000 years. In fact, if Christianity is true, hell is the precisely correct term for what it would be." He's saying, souls don't die. Souls can't die. So how can we shape our souls in such a way now we're prepared to live with ourselves and others for eternity? It's big stuff, I know, but remember what these weeks are for. Shaping the world inside us, for the world around us. You've got this. Go ahead and discuss in your groups. We'll come back with your practice here in just a moment. All right, everybody, here's your practice for the week. I encourage you to set aside at least one morning this week to sit in silence with God for at least 20 minutes. This is going to be challenging if you've never done this before. And when your attention inevitably wanders, bring back to mind a predetermined word that can help you recenter on God and His love for you in Jesus. Words like hope, or love, or breakthrough, maybe the scripture you've read, or even just the name Jesus can help keep you with God in stillness and silence. Let me encourage you to watch and wait and see what happens within your soul as you do this. We'll see you next week.